I'm Betty. Welcome to my kitchen. It's that time of year when anybody who has a vegetable garden is inundated with zucchini, or courgettes as the Brits call them. This is probably the optimum size to pick them for cooking in any number of ways, but every so often there's one guy that's hidden by all the leaves and manages to grow into a super zucchini. These are not good prepared in most dishes, but what they are wonderful for is zucchini bread, and that's what we're going to do today, zucchini bread. I have my ingredients all ready. The French have a term for this preparatory work, and it's called mise en place, which means everything in its place. And it's particularly important to do this when you're baking. You want to have all your ingredients ready to go so that you don't have to stop in the middle, or even worse, discover you're missing an ingredient. So here we go. I have in this bowl 2 cups of flour, which I have sieved with a ½ teaspoon of baking powder, 3/4 of a teaspoon of baking soda, a teaspoon of salt, a teaspoon of cinnamon, and a teaspoon of freshly grated nutmeg. And then we have 3 eggs. We have 3/4 of a cup of plain sugar, 3/4 of a cup of light brown sugar. I have a cup of oil. I have 2 cups of zucchini, which I grated in my box grater, which is very handy. It's got a plastic thing on the bottom, so it'll contain whatever you're grating, and it also has measurements on the side. I think it's made by Pro, if I'm not mistaken. I've got a cup of coarsely chopped walnuts and an additional quarter cup of plain flour and whole wheat flour, which I'm going to mix with the zucchini before we add it to the pot. I also have ready my baking pans. These are 4 by 8. I'm going to use 3 of them, and I have them already buttered and floured. I also have my oven preheated to 350 degrees. I've added the oil, the eggs, add both sugars to the mixing bowl, which I have fitted with the paddle attachment, and we'll just give this a mix to combine it. All right, the eggs and the oil and sugar have been mixing for about 2 minutes. And now I'm going to add the combined dry ingredients. And we're going to let these mix just until it's blended. Always start it off slowly so you don't get a face full of flour. And we're just going to let that go until all of that flour is moistened. I'm going to take the quarter cup of white flour and whole wheat flour, add that to the zucchini, and I'm just going to use my hands to give that a toss. It's a little gluey because there's a lot of moisture in zucchini. The purpose of doing this is so that all of the zucchini doesn't immediately sink to the bottom of the bread. Okay, and just lower this and get the zucchini in there. And we're also going to add the nuts at this time. We're just going to let this mix until it looks well combined. And that looks pretty good. I've removed the bowl and I'm just going to scrape the paddle. And this is all ready to go in to the prepared pan. So I'm going to give this just one little mix with the spatula. There, it looks great. Okay, and we'll transfer this pretty evenly. So it needs more. I had thought this would give me 3 pans, but I think it's only going to be 2. So there we are. These are going to go in the oven for about 1 hour and 10 minutes or so. We'll check them with a cake tester at 1 hour and see how they're doing. All right, the hour is up. I've tested the cakes with a wooden skewer, and as you can see, it has come out clean with no wet crumbs attached. So I'll just remove these to a cooling rack, let them cool for a few minutes before I turn them out to finish cooling. And we'll check back with them then. One of the advantages of being a home baker is come 4 o'clock in the afternoon, when it's time for afternoon tea, you always have something delicious to eat. And today, I'm going to have some of this freshly made zucchini bread with my tea. Just a little bit of butter on there, because as everyone knows, a little butter makes everything better. And a cup of tea. What could be better, especially on a rainy afternoon? I hope you'll enjoy this one. For further information and even more recipes, please visit my website.